Yes, Iceberg's the name.
Well, she's fine, slick, sweet, yeah, she is one of a kind. She's fine, yeah, she aging like some wine. She's 21, but them thighs on 25. It's all mine.
Welcome to DJ Iceberg for the Fame series that we have here over here, DJ Iceberg. My name is Driune Santana. Very, very nice to meet you. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Jaylene?
No,
Jaylene?
it's Jalen. It's like
Jalen?
My mom just wanted to get creative and put up between her names.
Listen, that's the first time I've ever seen Jalen spelled like that. Really creative, so I know teachers in school was having a difficult time to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Always. So, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So, tell us what it was like growing up in what I know it as, and probably you know it as, the Black Hollywood, Atlanta, Georgia. What was it like growing up there?
So I went to Tri-Cities High School, and like everybody knew that, like, you know, Outkast went to our school and everything, and I think this is now, like, I'm realizing that like people didn't have like all Black teachers and like Black doctors and stuff. I grew up with like all my teachers being Black and like everything. So I feel like being immersed in, I guess, Black Hollywood is you kind of don't know it until you grow up.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I went to college for a year, and that was the first time I ever had a white teacher. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a blessing. I really do think it's a blessing to be immersed with people that look like me and doing certain, you know, huger things and like teaching folks that look like me too. So I think it's actually beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody gets to experience that, and it's nice to be able to see someone who looks like you. That means it's kind of relatable. You know, it makes you feel comfortable. That means that they can somewhat relate to you. Maybe a little bit stricter, but they definitely relate.
I used to get popped. I got popped. My first grade teacher, she used to pop me with the ruler.
Listen, they used to have them fat kindergarten pencils. Like a lady, one of my teachers, she used to pop me on my knuckles, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, she popped me on my knuckles. I'm like, I ain't even do nothing. It was like, they used to beat us in school. Used to. So, you eventually made your Broadway debut playing as Pearl Crab on the SpongeBob SquarePants musical. Like, what was that experience like?
So I was 18, 19, and I think I didn't really realize how big it was until like I was just like doing it consistently, 8 shows a week. So I guess, okay, so at first I didn't want to do it because the name, and, you know, I never really like realized, I don't really want to, you know, portray a character all my life, you know what I mean? And nowadays it's like following me. So like, instead of folks saying, oh my gosh, Jalen, I love your music, they're like, Pearl, I love your music. And so I'm trying to like, you know, deviate from that. So like whenever somebody, you know, says Pearl or whatever, I probably won't like answer, but like, you know, I mean, Broadway, it's now been shut down since the pandemic, but Broadway is a nice small community that like branches out to like TV and everything. So like I didn't really understand the blessing that I was in until like I left. But I think it was great that I left, because I mean, of course, that wasn't really my one true love anyway. So but you know, being Pearl Crabs was nice. You know, I performed at the Macy's Parade. I performed on the Tonys. I've done Good Morning America. It was really nice. But, you know, of course, it's, again, not what I want to do in life. So.
Right, understandable. But hey, you got to experience that. A lot of us probably want to better get on the Macy's Parade. You know, that's like the biggest parade, like, of the year with everything that they do. So, and Good Morning America as well. So, like, you was already there at like 18, 19 years old. You know, you was already making something out of yourself. But in 2014, you won the Jimmy Awards. What is the Jimmy Awards, and which category did you win it for?
So Jimmy Awards is the national high school version of like the Tonys. And the Tonys is, you know, the huge awards for Broadway and music theater. So I was 14, 15, however old I was my sophomore year in high school. I won the Jimmy Awards for Best Actress, and I guess I was Dreamgirls that year. So it's basically just like a smaller version of the Tonys for high schoolers, and it's on a national level. Folks get a lot of exposure from it. Folks, you know, after they probably win the Jimmy Awards, they probably go, you know, book a TV show or something. But of course, I was in like mine was 2014. 2015 was when it started getting like the hype where everybody was okay with, you know, they doing this is like the smaller version of the Tony Awards. So but it was really nice to do it in high school. But I don't think in Georgia. So okay, so you first have to win your state's award. So the one for Georgia is the Schuler Awards. The Schuler Awards is for Georgia. Once you win the Schuler Awards, you and other 50 people around, you know, the state go to New York to perform at the Jimmy Awards. And the Jimmy Awards, whoever wins that, you get to reap the benefits of, you know, like auditions and like, you know, stuff, you know, skipping at least one level, you know, of like auditions or like something, you know, it's just really great exposure, and you get to meet people, you know, it's a very nice thing for, you know, high school kids.
Well, that's good. I think that's pretty interesting to have. Not a lot of people have those type of awards, you know, and treat it as the Tonys. But I think that's a great accolade to have, you know. So you did eventually make like major appearances on Nickelodeon and like PBS Kids, and then even Olay, you know, just to name a few. How did you decide that you wanted to actually start your career in music?
That's where it was from the get-go. I really just needed an outlet to sing, so music theater was that outlet. And I realized that I wanted to pursue music during Broadway, and like during my breaks, I would be creating songs and stuff on my computer, and like, because I shared a dressing room with somebody I'm really close with. Her name is Stephanie Shu, and she would leave during our breaks between shows, and she would let me record in our dressing room. And then after we would, like, you know, after the break, she would give me a couple more minutes, because like I guess the walls was hollow on Broadway, and like you could hear me, and I was loud and everything. So like people understood that I was like creating music, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And then I met a couple people who were doing the music for SpongeBob, and they started helping me like put music behind the stuff that I was already creating. And then after the show had closed, I came back to Atlanta, and I started working on my stuff in the studio. And it just kind of like snowballed like that. But like at the same time, I always knew that is what I wanted to do, you know, aside from music theater. So, but it was, yeah, I mean, it was pretty hard because I didn't have the utensils to do it. Like I didn't know how to work my, you know, a beat machine or all this other stuff. So like it was, the majority of the demos were like a cappella in the beginning, but like it really started on Broadway, because that's when I really started to like, you know, kind of figure out how Logic and like Pro Tools work. But yeah, basically.
So is anyone in your family like musically talented or anything?
Okay, no, but everybody loved to paint. I got painters in my family. My mama be teasing me. She'll be like, okay, no, somebody will ask me like, is there somebody in your family who can sing or whatever? I'm like, no. My mom will come back and she's like, I can hit me some low notes or whatever. And then, you know, she'll embarrass me or whatever. But everybody's here. We're all like, well, they're all like painters. My mom's a graphic designer. My uncle does architecture work. My grandma can look at something and draw. I just got the singing part of it, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's, your family's creative. I can't draw for it to save my life. I can't build anything. I got a little singing voice, but I didn't go into music. But hey, I mean, at least somebody, you know, you have talented people in your family just in their own way. It's still creative, artistic. Music is artistic as well. So I think that's dope. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into your music. You released 2 singles. One was called Death of a Black Girl, and then All of Mine. Can you explain the meaning behind both of those singles?
Death of a Black Girl is 2 stories combined. It's one of my friends and my story combined. And I tried to tell it from the standpoint of Black women everywhere. Or like I tried to capture like 100 stories in 2. And Death of a Black Girl kind of just started where it's like people monetize off of certain things that we can't really monetize off of because it's not seen as beautiful on us. And they leech and they take, and if you keep taking from something, then you're not going to have anything at the end. Like, it's just going to be bone, and then eventually you're going to have a corpse. You're not going to be able to monetize off it, and then they like throw you to the side, and then I feel like it's a